Cookies, or lack thereof. Written by Shrumbasai. Read by Arashi. It was a normal morning, all things considered. The sun was rising over the horizon, the birds were singing their tunes, there was someone mowing the grass, and the oven was on fire. Rantaro stares at the oven, which used to be a fully functional, normal oven, until he accidentally burnt the cookies. Rantaro slowly blinks, watching the smoke pour out of the open door at the charred bits that used to be chocolate chip cookies sitting on the baking tray, and sighs. Guess he'll need to explain this to his boyfriends. It'll probably go well. They wouldn't be too mad if he explained it to them. Yeah, they wouldn't get mad. Rantaro just needs to wait for them to come home. Rantaro grabs a frog-shaped oven mitt and pulls out the baking tray from its cruel prison. Yeah, they were more double chocolate than chocolate chip. His nose wrinkles from the smell of smoke wafting from the poor things. He picks up the baking paper and throws it into the trash. The tray was salvageable, so that was good. It just needed a deep clean. Now to try and clean the oven from the scorch marks after it cooled down. Yeah, definitely after it cooled down. Rantaro coughs and heads to a window, opening it to air the kitchen out. He leaves the kitchen himself to get some fresh air, coughing a bit more. Phew, he sighs, sneezing from the smoke. He shakes his head and opens a few more windows. He lights a few candles to make their shared apartment smell a little less like Rantaro's failed attempt at baking, setting them around the house. He made sure the doors were closed to keep them from smelling the smoke as well. It would suck if they did. Rantaro rather liked the smell of his boyfriend's room. They smelled lived in, like coffee and vanilla and mint and green tea. Pleasant experiences. They smelled of other things too, like libraries and forests, and the faint scent of a fruity shampoo all three of them used, because it makes their hair so soft it was unnatural. They tell him that he smells of wherever he went, but usually also smelled of oak, a fireplace. Rantaro hums to himself as he waits around for a bit, building a card tower in the meantime. An hour passes before he even decides to clean the oven again. He sticks his arm inside, checking if it cooled down any. Truthfully, it had, so Rantaro grabs a rag, dampening it with water and vinegar. He starts scrubbing away the inside of the oven, occasionally sprinkling baking soda around. It doesn't take long for the oven to look less like a crime scene, Rantaro huffing in delight. He cleans the tray up as well, and puts away the rag to be properly itself later. Instead, Rantaro heads to the couch to wait for his boyfriends to get home. Rantaro plops down, one leg draped over the top, while the second hangs over the armrest, and he turns on the television, flicking through Netflix. He hums quietly to himself, finally choosing a random nature documentary and vibing. At least the smoke wasn't as bad now. It only took one nature documentary for Shuichi and Korekio to walk into a house. Korekio. Suzuki. Korekio. 3, 2, 1. It only took one nature documentary for Shuichi and Korekio to walk into a house smelling of apples and a tinge of smoke, Kyo raising an eyebrow in mild intrigue. Rantaro casually smiles at them, waving. Hello, Rantaro. Why are the windows all open? Did you burn something? Kyo asks him. Rantaro just smiling like he's trying not to get caught, but is failing spectacularly. Well, probably. Shuichi hums, heading to the kitchen. He opens the trash can, staring at the burnt cookies inside. He hums and plops back into the living room. Did you burn the cookies? Or what looks like cookies, judging from the black lumps? Rantaro rubs the back of his head, chuckling. You got me. Yeah, I burned some cookies. Burned? More like decimated. Those were barely even cookies at this point. What were you even doing to burn them that badly? Rantaro blinks. Kyo hums, and he looks at Rantaro's phone, which was on the charging cord face down against the wall. Were you not timing them? Rantaro chuckles again. Yeah, I forgot to time them until they started smoking. Smoking? Rantaro! Shuichi cuts himself off, pinching the bridge of his nose. He was smiling, though. Do you want to try again? Without burning them this time? Rantaro sits up, although it was more like he switched the leg on the armrest while the other hit the floor, and nods. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. Kyo had already walked off. I shall retrieve the bowls and ingredients. How does snickerdoodle sound? Rantaro grins, getting up and heading to the kitchen, Shuichi right behind him. Now you're speaking my language.